Hi, welcome to Krista Connects, and this is Krista. Today's reading was about a very specific message coming in. So if this reading doesn't call to you, I understand. So when I was connecting with the energy, I was picking up that this reading was for someone who may be part of I'm not sure how to word it, a religious sect that they're trying to get out of, part of a traditional religion that you no longer feel attached to. You feel like your religious views are more non traditional, and you're stuck between this feeling of tradition and non traditional. I want to preface this by saying I don't have any judgments towards any religion except for ones that oppress people. I am a very spiritually open person, and maybe that's one of the reasons why this energy is coming to me, because I can kind of understand that being raised, I was like traditionally raised Catholic, but my spirituality was kind of all over the place as a child. Like, my family was like half my family was Methodist and half my family was Catholic, but we were kind of like non practicing Catholics where we went to church every once in a while. But still, it was like this heavy, not ancestral, but cultural. It was this heavy cultural expectation of this is how you talk to God. Because I went to I grew up in a small town, and it was a Slovak Catholic church, and it was very rigid, and this is how you act. This is what your faith should look like. This is how you talk to God. This is how you pray. And that was within the church. So I feel like in this reading, somebody kind of feels that way where they're detaching from this religious lifestyle that they were brought up in. And I made a cup of coffee for myself for this reading, and I feel a little rebellious almost. Like, I shouldn't be drinking this, and I wonder if that's something you're not allowed to have. Like, maybe you're not allowed to have caffeine. Like, I don't know. Or maybe you're just rebellious uh, to authority figures in your life, or people perceive you as rebellious, even though you're really not. You're just finding your own way. My dog is snoring in the background. I don't know if you can hear that or not. Okay, we're gonna just carry on. This reading kind of started because I was hearing David Bowie's "Oh You Pretty Things" in my head. And it was the line, "Oh, you pretty things. Don't you know you're driving your mamas and papas insane? Like, don't you know, child, that the behaviors that you're doing are making your parents crazy?" And I thought, okay, well, that's understandable. Don't we all make our parents crazy at one point or another? And then the lyrics are supposed to be, "Gotta make your way for the homo superior," but I was hearing it as mother superior. And that made me think of rigidity in religion. And I started realizing that, oh, this reading is about somebody within this religious system, that you may have had a heavy religious upbringing, and it's within a patriarchal society specifically, that you're not able to do what you want, and you're not even able to form your own opinions. Like, it's just not allowed. And then I heard the term secular music, which honestly isn't a term I use, so I had to look it up. I don't use the word secular. And then I saw, oh, okay, like David Bowie would be a secular song. All You Pretty Things would be a secular song. But you were listening to this secular music, which is not allowed where you are. But you were using this music to tap into your emotions, and the music is a tool to process all the feelings that you're having, especially the difficult feelings that you're going through right now, and that you feel like a black sheep, you feel like an outcast, and you think, man, it would just be so much easier if I could just be like everyone else. And my angel said, "You're not like everyone else." They specifically said, "Because, my child, you are not supposed to be like everyone else." And to not feel shame around this. And I had a feeling of tightness around my throat. Like it actually felt like somebody's hands were around my neck, like preventing me from speaking. And I had a real heaviness and like my chest was constricting. I don't know if that's the right word, but that's what it felt like. Like something was like wrapped around me, like squeezing me. And I felt like I couldn't speak up and I couldn't get things off my chest that I couldn't truly speak from my heart. And then reference back to the "you're driving your mamas and papas insane." My angel said, "Keep driving them insane because that is not a reflection of you. It is a reflection of them. Like their insanity, their judgment on what you're doing is them projecting onto you. It's actually issues, judgments that they have about themselves." And I channeled the number 888 for this reading, but specifically from the book Angel Numbers by Kyla Gray, what he had to say about it. And his book says, "Your life purpose and wishes are in alignment. You are doing the right thing and are on the pathway of light." And I also channeled the name Ezekiel. So I don't know if that's somebody you actually know, but I also know it was a biblical figure. And Ezekiel was a priest that ended up in exile. So maybe you felt like you were in exile right now, or you've been excommunicated from this religion. I don't know. And I read that Ezekiel was about 25 when he went into exile. So you may be around that age. You may be in your 20s. And he was 30 when he received his prophetic calling. I also channeled that you may be having your own mystical or spiritual experiences and that you don't quite understand them. But it's happening because you're remembering your spiritual gifts and that you're leaving the structure of the traditional to find the truth, which is your truth. And that was the channel messages that came in at the very beginning. So if you're still here, I feel like you know that this reading is for you. And I wanted to explain my accoutrements or my like little setup I have here. Um, the frog, little Mr. Frog here. I saw him and I immediately thought, fully rely on God. You're finding your own way and you're finding your own faith and you're finding your own language for your faith. And in that process, just go straight to God. Just fully rely on God. And then I was really being just called to the color green. So I put out some green crystals, and crystals may be something that you're getting into, or you have to hide, or maybe you want to buy a crystal and you can't, but you are feeling called to the green crystals. And you might want to look up green crystals and what they mean, because a lot of the times when a crystal calls you, like there's something metaphysically about that crystal that is going to support you in your life. And randomly, I found these little glass green beads, but I was drawn to the color, but also the shape of them because they are square, and the shape made me think of what's the saying, square peg in a round hole. And that may be how you feel right now, like a square peg in a round hole, like you don't fit in. And then this little sweetgrass is about not just like cleansing. So maybe you're cleansing away your old beliefs and trying to find yourself. but also just connecting back to a lineage of other people in your bloodline that had this spiritual gift. Maybe they were also like Ezekiel, where they were exiled for their gift. And before the reading gets started, I wanted to wait to light this candle because I wanted to light it specifically for you. And oddly enough, the lighter I have is green. So let me light this candle for you. I really just wanted to light it with the intention of praying for you during this transition you're going through. Because I know it can be difficult when you're trying to find your way and you feel like you're alone. And also, this candle just represents your light, just shining your light out into the world. And I also feel like it's really important for you to know that your angels and God are with you at this time. Like, you found this message for a reason. Like, they are bringing this to you for a reason. Like, I think I have, this will maybe be my seventh or eighth video that I post. So I am literally the most obscure YouTube channel you could find right now. So if you are brought here, know that this message really is for you, and you have so much heavenly support that you're going to be okay. Okay, so let's jump into the actual reading. I want to start by setting the intention. Angels and guides, please surround us with your love and light. Please guide us to the information that will help the viewer at this time. As always, I apologize for the sound of the shuffling. Spirit, what do they need to know right now? Spirit, what do they need to know right now? Ooh, difficulties. Okay. Yeah, difficulties. I mean, that I picked that up right away in the channeled message. Yeah. You feel alone. You feel like you're walking this path alone. I want you to know you're not alone, though. Your angels are with you. You can always ask them for help. Step by step. These cards are coming out a little wonky today. Step by step. So just take this transition step by step. It's kind of interesting. This card is someone, they have like a dress shoe, and they look like they're wearing nice dress pants. And then they have these bright orange socks. It kind of reminds me of you. Like, you're in this conservative place, but you still have a little flair. Like, you still can't hide your true identity, even in this structure of rigidness. And that step by step you're walking away. And this checkered pattern, it almost reminds me of like an old church basement, the linoleum inside an old kitchen or something. And that is the difficulty, is knowing that you're walking away and that you are doing it alone. You're alone from your community that you were surrounded by for so long. And I'm drawn to the pink in this card, and pink to me connects me to like rose quartz, and rose quartz is about self-love, that you're loving yourself enough to walk away from the situation. More card from this pile. Courage. Yeah, I mean, it says it all. You are courageous enough to leave this. And again, it's the stained glass. Like the rainbow colors in this card remind me of stained glass, and there's the green again. So I'm interested in like what green means spiritually or even psychologically. There's a lot of green showing up today. Or maybe it's green as in like new beginnings. The rainbow in this card is also reminding me of LGBTQ, and you may be a part of that community and do not feel welcomed in your religion or even safe. This card is also on top, and I feel compelled. Like you're in the storm right now, and again, it's that rainbow. And the rainbow is God's promise to you to have hope in the situation. And the sun is shining against that pink, and again, it's that stepping into your light, the flame, the sun. Or here it was the moon, and you're under darkness, and it's about transitioning, stepping away, moving out of this darkness into your light. What do they say? Like a window of opportunity. Like doors may be closing, but you're opening your own windows of opportunity right now by doing this. And these raindrops are kind of reminding me of teardrops and just the sadness that you've experienced. But through this sadness is going to come your biggest blessing. You just don't know it yet because it's you're still in transition. It's still happening. Awaken the green eyes. You're awakening to your spirituality, your true spirituality, and your gifts. You're awake. I think your third eye is also starting to awaken up. And I think that's a concept that's even hard for you to grasp right now because the chakra system feels so, again, I want to use the word secular. Like the chakra system just seems out of touch to you. And I personally understand that because I went through that myself. And I think if myself from even 5 years ago could see me now sitting at a table doing this, they would think it's absolutely ridiculous. Like I didn't believe in chakra systems or card readings or crystals or any of those things. And then my spiritual gifts started coming in and literally everything changed. And I kind of feel like that's what you're going through right now, but you're at the very beginning of it. And I'm hearing the word demonic, that you may think that these things are demonic. And I'm not here to say, to tell you what to think. That that's something that you have to work out. You have to work out your own beliefs. But I'm hearing that because I think that you are struggling with what the truth is because you're in this in between and you're trying to figure it out. And I'm seeing 888 again in my head, and it's reminding me to remind you that you are walking the path. So just keep walking on your path. And I'm hearing it all comes out in the wash. I don't know why, but that's what I'm hearing. Maybe that's something somebody around you says. It'll all come out in the wash. I don't know. I'm gonna pull a Archangel Michael card. Make a decision. Put this over here out of the light. Are you choosing to prioritize yourself or another in this situation? Accept divine guidance pointing you toward your own joy. You deserve it. Yeah, it's this feeling of following your heart. Pray from the heart. Prayer really can move mountains. Reach out to the divine with your heart's concerns and watch miracles unfold. Prayer is just really about going to God and knowing that Archangel Michael is right behind you, supporting you. that you feel like right now what you have to go through is literally having to move a mountain. Following your heart. To follow your heart, you feel like a mountain has to be moved out of your way. And I'm hearing that verse about faith as small as a mustard seed. Like you just need a little bit of faith, and God and your angels will help you move that mountain. The way forward is open. You're not trapped. Possibilities and opportunities abound. I will guide you to personal and spiritual freedom. I feel like I don't even need to expound upon that because they're literally saying they will guide you through this spiritual freedom. And like I said, it's like it says X, you are here, X marks the spot, and here's the mountain. You're starting this journey. You're at the very beginning of this journey. I just did a reading a couple days ago about feeling trapped, and I'm wondering if these two readings are linked because that reading was really about feeling oppressed, being around people that don't support you. Recognize the signs from above. Angels are sending you messages now, but you're too distracted to notice. Stay alert and open to divine guidance. I think what this card is really meant for, like why it's coming up, is that you are receiving signs. There are these strange things that are happening that you're like, that's a weird coincidence, but it's actually a sign. You may be seeing 888 a lot. And you also may be seeing a lot of fives, like 555, because fives are coming up, and five is also about change. And your angels will do this to let you know that you're on the right path. They'll keep sending repeated signs as a way to just let you know that they're there with you. And with this dove, I'm wondering if you get a lot of signs from birds. Like if you see a bird, look up the meaning of that bird, and that spirit uses that a lot of times as different messages from them. So that might be something you want to look into. And this is at the bottom of the deck. This is a blessing in disguise. Be patient and have faith that your angels have the situation under control. What will come is far better than you dared to dream. I'm feeling pulled back to that feeling of why why can't I be like everyone else? Why does this have to happen to me? Or I'm even thinking you're part of the LGBTQ community and you're thinking, why do I have to be a part of this community? Why can't I just be straight? Why can't I just be a cisgender male or female? Like, and I'm not saying that in any judgment towards those groups. I'm just specifically feeling like that's how you feel right now. Like, it would just be so much easier if I could just be quote unquote normal. If I could be like anybody else. If I didn't have to feel exiled or like the black sheep. It's one of those that's not happening to you, it's happening for you because this is shaping who you are and it's shaping you into your soul's purpose. And you may not understand that right now at the beginning of your path, but through time, you'll you'll start to see you'll start to see why things happen the way they did and how you can use that to help others. And that can be in like various ways. I'm hearing like through jobs, through friendships you make, through your art. And I'm seeing someone at like a grocery store and they're working at a grocery store and maybe they're stocking produce and you're like putting watermelons on a platform or whatever, like on the table to be stocked, and there's a customer there and you just smile at the customer. And maybe that customer was having a really bad day, and because you smiled like a genuine smile at them, it brightened their day. So we never know how we are going to be used. And I'm hearing stay open. Stay open to how God is going to use you. Believe in magic. Yeah, I think that's just believe in your own magic that this is happening. Open your eyes and see the magic that's all around in nature. The fairy of the northern lights says you are a part of nature, so you are magical too. And that may be why all the green is here today. Maybe nature is like your sanctuary. Nature is your church. Like anytime you're in nature, you feel most connected to God. And again, it's this like purplish color of this card. It's reminding me of the crown chakra, which is like connected to connecting with the higher realms. And I think that's starting to happen for you. And it may be easier to connect in nature, like when you're grounded in nature versus other places. For right now, anyway. It may develop over time. Pure intention. The fairy of manifestation will help you to use your wishes wisely. Manifest your heart's desire with pure intention and for the highest good of all. I'm going to read the guidebook for this one. I feel called to read the guidebook. The fairies are usually very happy and willing to help us manifest our wishes as long as these are both from our heart and not for selfish reasons. It's also important that your wishes don't impose on the free will of others and that your wishes are for the highest good of all concerned. This means tuning into your inner wisdom. If it feels right, you can also call on the fairy of manifestation to supercharge your wish. And then it talks about wishing on a dandelion. I'm kind of getting from this card one, to follow your heart, but you're in this conflicting energy right now where you don't trust yourself. And the angels are kind of saying, how, if you're doing something with the intention of good and straight from your heart, how can it be bad? Like you're not doing it to hurt anyone. So it's about releasing this false belief you're putting on yourself. And that's creating this conflict that something that you're doing is bad, but really you're just following your heart. You're just being your true self. And what could be bad about that? I set this last card as if you follow your path and you follow your heart, what lies for you in the future. Green, green again. Positivity, faith, and optimism. You open the doorway to positive experiences and opportunities with your positive expectations and energy. Do not allow negative energy or temporary setbacks to interfere with the path that you are on. Keep the faith and keep going. Yeah, I'm feeling like don't let the negativity from others stop you from pursuing this. To have faith and keep going. And I'm hearing like you're not the little lamb anymore. You're the lion and you're meant to step into this power of the lion. I'm hearing maybe you even have children, like this little lion cub, and you're pulling your child out of this too. So you're creating a better future for you and your offspring. No more complaining. Complaints are affirmations of victimhood, which is never true spiritually. Take back your God given power by affirming that you have an abundance of choices and freedom. With your increased confidence and assertiveness, watch these positive affirmations blossom into reality. Yeah, I feel like they're saying about the going back to like, why does it have to be me? Why can't I just be like everyone else? And the sooner you stop saying that to yourself and recognize your own power within and start living through that power, you'll only be holding yourself back. And again, it's that pink color reminding me of self love, just to love yourself through this transition you're going through. Okay, I know I said that was the last card, but this will be the last card because I wanted to use this angel deck. Okay, so maybe like angels, why do you want me to use this deck? Who's gonna be guiding you? Okay. Shuffle this way. Angels, who will be helping them? Who will be helping them? How will they be helped? Oh, oh, power. Is that power card again? Okay. Sandalphon, Archangel Sandalphon. Love is the key to all knowledge, wisdom, and power. Dwell deep in this love, and you will see as God sees. Sandalphon is a great angel prince. He oversees the many powers given to the seraphim, including strength, abundance, beauty, and joy of living. The seraphim were given so many powers that some of them felt guilty for being so much better than the other angels. Over time, guilt and fear took control, causing the loss of many of their precious gifts. Have you been the victim? Had a relationship that was manipulative and destructive, or had jobs where your boss belittled you? All of these are symptoms of being afraid of your own power. Power is in the emotions, the power to experience love intensely, to feel a connection with God, to fulfill your purpose, to receive abundance, to know and express truth, and to maintain a healthy body. Some of the seraphim are blessed with amazing gifts, including you. I think they're talking about your spiritual gifts, including the power to heal others. You know what? I didn't even think of it, but that could be why there's so much green, because green is healing energy. So maybe you're a healer. You're a healer and you don't know it yet. To direct the forces of nature, again, green, nature, connecting to nature. To manifest or destroy things. To see, hear, or feel other dimensions and see the future of remembering the past. Or feel other dimensions and to see the future or remember the past. When you have cleared away enough fear, you will know which of these gifts are yours and to be ready to accept them. Ask Sandalphon for wisdom and self forgiveness in this process. You are starting to awaken to your own spiritual gifts. That's what this reading is about. You are walking away from this oppressive structure that you're in, and you're finding your own courage and you're finding your own strength. And through this process, you're going to remember your spiritual gifts and you're going to be able to help and heal others. Ask Sandalphon to guide you through your life story to feel what you need to do. Find your fears and imbalances and take action to work through them. By allowing expression of your true feelings and by releasing emotional scars, you will open the flow for your power to return. The world waits for you to find your power and use it wisely. Call on Sandalphon often to guide you. So if you found this reading today, this is confirmation for you that you're walking in the right path. I know this can be a difficult road, so if you need someone to talk to, don't be afraid to reach out to me because it can be hard going through something like this alone or like when you feel alone. But I am sending you so much love through this journey. Thank you for being here with me today. I hope this reading has brought clarity. If you made it this far, please leave a comment so I can personally thank you and let me know if I can pray for you. Because just like the angel said today, prayer can move mountains, and your mountain's going to be moved. Until I meet with you in the next reading, I am wishing you a wonderful and blessed day. Happy healing.